All right, so the summary for this whole thing is, basically dimensional analysis actually works out, but it's bigger than just dimensional analysis. You can supply these isometrically growing ones more efficiently. Kind of makes sense. That seems okay, right? You don't have to, the volume of the network doesn't have to grow that fast. Is that right? Am I telling lies? Maybe I'm telling lies. But anyway. Yeah, so the ambient thing matters, right? So there's a big difference between, for the blood network story, which is really 3 equals 3, and 3 is greater than 2 for the river network one, which are physical examples of something that's more abstract. If we get away from this kind of optimal scaling, then maybe we have some kind of inefficiency. I mean, that's the thing. No one ever really says this, but if it's 3/4 or it's higher than 2/3, then that's not great. You seem to be what's going on? Why are we using more stuff? We don't seem to use it for our brains very much. 20 watts, 30 watts. I mean, that's not a lot. As is in evidence, pretty much everywhere in the world, but except for squirrels. Really good. They get some good stuff out of that little brain. Right? Just geniuses. Okay. I really every time I think about scaling of brains, the koala thing is just sitting there as like a side note of despair. I mean, this tiny smooth brain, so bad. Okay. All right. So, and the details of the branching networks aren't that important. I think that makes sense too. You have an algorithm for building these things, particularly in biological ones. You want to grow, and angiogenesis means you're just sort of working to build a network that will supply everything. Doesn't have to branch too fast or too slow. It's going to work. Self-similarity will vary as a result, but the algorithm of a self-similar kind of algorithm, an algorithm that produces self-similar structures, is an easy algorithm to construct from evolution, right? Evolution can kind of come up with, we're going to branch. And we have that in phyllotaxis, which is a whole thing I haven't put in here, right? Which is the growth of trees, and we get the Fibonacci number sequences and things like that. Pine cones, and right, they have beautiful story. I should put that in. Okay. But I mean, you can see again, that's like, there are all the horrible biological details, but basically it boils down to this sort of simple budding algorithm that's, it's not making some crazy decision every time. It's just like, oh, I'm going to make another one, I'm going to make another one, and that gives rise to, the whorls you see on pineapples and things like that, which is cool. Right, so the exact details won't matter, but just that it is a scaling thing is important. So 2/3 around, it still gets abused. Yeah, okay. All right, it really is amazing. It really is amazing. So, I mean, years ago, I talked to this, I think I mentioned this, right? I talked to a journalist at Nature who was writing about it. It's 1998, and I said, someone should write a book about this. This is a really interesting history of science thing. And that's where, that was, so that guy did write a book, but it was not the right book. It says, this thing is awesome. And you can see the beautiful story, right? Huge mystery of nature, mechanistic explanation. And I will say that this is actually something I said. We have a mechanism. Like when there was criticism, they say, we have a mechanism for how it works. And it's like, and you don't, or no one else does. So, and that's good. It was good to have a mechanism, but it's not right. Anyway, I was looking at this too. There's a lot of madness back here. Oh, look at all that good stuff. There you go. And that's just a sample of the craziness. All right, I think I've done that to death. There's more, but that should be enough. All right? Do you feel like we should talk about something else? I guess so.